Draw again. Local recording, draw again. We're one shard, two Mazet Spears. This is pretty iffy, but we're gonna keep this one. Seems pretty bad. Apparently when I tell my wife to check the game, she doesn't know what to do, so... Yep, didn't even look. That's love. Hey! Hey-o! There we go. That's what I want to see. So, chances of him killing one of these guys early is pretty good. Should be able to throw out Grave Nibbler, no problems, right? Royal Herald, yeah, okay. Alright, so we gotta bury this guy before combat because he may block here, but chances are he's not going to. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, eventually my front end gets a lot stronger than his, but he should probably kill my guy eventually with some sort of removal, I would think. We'll see. If not, I can sacrifice if I have to. Sure. Make the trade. Grave Nibbler becomes a 4/4. Seems pretty good to me. He'll be up in two rounds. Let's see. Do we play Giant Mosquito or Spearman? I think we play Spearman again here, depending on what things look like, what the board state looks like. If it gets hairy, we can sacrifice Spearman to Mosquito once we get our third shard in play. It's just trying to fix here is what it looks like. Yeah, it just needs some fixing. Oh, another Spearman. Okay, so I guess we'll just throw out both the Spearmen and pass the turn back here. Lots of Mazet Spearmen for him to worry about, or at least some sacrifice targets if we need them to be that. Mazet Spearman's doing some work. He's going to work today. Pretty easy to deal with, but a lot of times it ends up being a trade for our opponent. We get the Crackling Rod if we draw another shard, you know. Okay, Alloin, that's an issue. But we've got Grave Nibbler coming down next turn, so that should be somewhat helpful. I can Crackling Rot his Alloin if I draw a shard here, so hopefully we draw a shard. Shard! Shard's up! So yeah, I think we'll just push damage here with the Crackling Rot his Alloin and just push the Mazet Spearman damage through. This way also he doesn't buff anything. We didn't really want him to do that anyways. So yeah, we just Crackling Rot and push that damage. Again, we can still like sacrifice these guys and buff our Giant Mosquito if we need to later on. We got our 4/4 Grave Nibbler coming down next turn. Hopefully we're ahead of the curve far enough that we can just keep control of this board state, but we've only done 2 damage to our opponent, so not the best. Shell Safe Sure Shot may have just tied up the board state to a place where we can't deal with things. If he double blocks our Grave Nibbler, that kind of puts us in a bad place. He can't prevent the damage to his Shell Safe Sure Shot yet. So we could make this guy a 6/6 and swing away. Or we could just throw the 3/3 on the Giant Mosquito and do it that way. He is in Diamond. I mean, the Diamond removal or the Sapphire removal, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of removal out of him. He could have removal, which would be pretty bad here. I feel like just getting that 6/6 into play and just swinging away, though. I think that's the play to make here. So I guess we'll just do that. Play Giant Mosquito in our second main phase. We don't really need the life gain anyways, although we may need it later. Gotta get that damage in there. So this way, if he double blocks, I can kill both of his guys, and he doesn't even have enough damage to deal with my Grave Nibbler. That seems pretty good. It may have been better to have thrown the buff on the giant mosquito in the long run, depending on if he has flyers or not, but being in humans, chances are pretty good he has some sort of a flyer in that deck somewhere to block my guys. So this is his time to take over the board state. Pretty good chance of doing that, although he may have flooded a bit. He is at 5 shards. I did mull to 6, so that's something to take into account here. Yeah, we sacked the Spearman to the Nibbler. I think that was a pretty good play, but like in the long run, Mosquito may have been better. Chances are he has some sort of removal though to deal with Mosquito, whereas like at least when it's on the Nibbler, he now has to use his Ruby removal on the Nibbler during a block phase to deal with him. Like there isn't one piece of Ruby removal that will deal with Nibbler. He has to 2-for-1 him. So that puts me in a better place, whereas we saw with Giant Mosquito, he's very vulnerable to an opponent with the right stuff, as it were. So he's drawing cards, looking for answers, so I'm guessing he doesn't. That means he doesn't have answers. If I swing with Grave Nibbler now, he can prevent the damage to Shell Safe Sure Shot and block, and all I get is a Town Crier out of the deal, and that's really not worth it to me. So I'll probably end up just swinging away with Giant Mosquito. If I draw another shard, I can sacrifice the Mazid Spearman and buff the Mosquito and just keep pushing a reasonable amount of damage in the air for a little while. Sacrificed, what did he sacrifice? 2 shards. So he's flooded. That's what that tells me. Very likely he's flooded. He probably has more. There's a chance he still has other shards in his hand. Yeah, see, there's another shard. So he's flooding pretty hard. Which of course is good for us, given that we are also a 17 shard deck. He's at least a 16 shard, maybe a 17. We have to bury this guy. We can't really play him. We could play the Rotting Buffalo for more defense on the ground. I don't think that I really need it because he isn't going to want to swing in and like let Grave Nibbler kill anything anyways. So I might as well just bury the Excavation Hulk and then wait the basically 6 turns for it to come into play. Because it's 4, so we can get it on turn 6 type of thing. So 4 more turns from now, we can have this Excavation Hulk actually affect the board state. So we'll go ahead and tunnel this guy, pass the turn back to our opponent. We're 2 minutes behind on our clock, but things are clipping along at a rate that I think will be sustainable. If we can catch up on our clock, that would be good. I did give up some time while I was telling the kids stories for their bedtime. And he only has to worry about a Giant Mosquito, so 11 turns is a long time. I mean, 11 more cards off of his deck. He could have any number of answers or things to just start taking over this board state where Giant Mosquito is less than relevant. Yeah, like Wounded War Hero is decent. That could definitely get out of hand. Another Town Crier, that's another good one. Although he's getting to a place where... Well, no, I guess he just discards. Does he discard cards still? He still discards 2 always, right? And discard 2, yeah, so... I mean, he may actually draw out here, but... We'll see. Town Crier is amazing in the limited sense when you're playing humans. He did also get all of his thresholds pretty quickly in this match, so that's always helpful. I'm guessing he drew some nice stuff because it's taking him some time to figure out what he wants to keep here, although my timer was running. I'm not sure why my timer was running there. Yeah, so it looks like he may have just taken over this board state, and it may be time for me to punch out type of thing. We'll have to throw out this Rotting Buffalo as another blocker here, where we could trade it with like Wounded War Hero or Pyromancer or Town Crier or something. Definitely play that. Let's play this. We'll sacrifice Mazid Spearman to the Giant Mosquito and get some damage, health stealing damage in, and that puts our clock down to 4 instead of 11 turns, which is quite a big difference on the kill clock there. So we got him at 4 turns, but he's got a lot of stuff on the table, and my blockers are not overly amazing right now. Plus, if he has any type of tricks, that could be a problem. But, I mean, I am at 24 life, so that's definitely helpful. And he has no flyers. So hopefully we won't see any more flyers to block my giant corpse fly. Or giant mosquito, rather. Not corpse fly. Too used to saying giant corpse fly because that's just one of the staple blood cards that's really good. Ah, now that'll help. That will definitely help. And there it is. Yep. Well, now I don't think I can deal with that. I'm trying to think if I have an answer for that right now in the deck. Period. I don't remember if I do or not. Yeah, no, he can block me all day, and all I can do is gain 3 life, 3 health. Guess I'm going to take 8 because I missed my block phase because this cat jumped up on my lap. I was going to block him with the rotting buffalo, but guess I'll just take 8. That's fine too. He has no cards in hand, so no tricks to worry about here. I'm going to sit on this blood shard as if I have a trick, which I don't really, but I'm going to swing with the mosquito because I got to gain some health here. He's going to block with his flyer. Nothing will happen. He can swing back with his outrider and deal 6 in the air type of thing. I'm going to trade my rotting buffalo for this wounded war hero. We got excavation hulk coming down pretty soon. Again, 2 more turns. I have to survive. The double town crier is what really did it for him, I think. That's what really got him back into the game. Obviously, the turtle pet plus the shell safe sure shot also help out quite a bit because they're great blockers and decent attackers even. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and make this trade here. We should have made this trade last turn, but I just hope that he didn't have like some sort of like swift strike or something. Still at a pretty bad board state though. Okay, so now I have no attack to make in the air. Yeah, can't really deal with that. Yep, that's not going to do it. So we'll go ahead and just pass the turn, pass it back to him. We have no attacks, no nothing to make here. Save our clock as much as possible there. I don't feel horrible about this matchup, but would have been nice not to have mulled to 6. Although we did have a pretty good opening, even there. I mean, we definitely have him at 8, but he's got board state now, and chances are pretty good he's going to finish here. We will not be able to finish. He's doing the math right now. I can just tell. Yep, doing the math. So you can actually counter that by killing that guy in response. I can actually make it so he won't be able to buff his field. I don't think I can withstand the damage here though. Let's see. So if I block the 5-2 and take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 18 right there. And yeah, he just swings with the house here and wins. And I guess I gain 3. I can trade his Phoenix Guard trainer here. But I'm still taking 3 there, so I mean, even then it leaves him in a positive board state, so he might as well swing away here. I don't see him not swinging away here if he did his math properly. Because the block is Grave Nibbler here and Mosquito there, and that's the block. You know, I don't want to block this guy because I want to actually kill something. Swing away, swing the house. Because I have to make these blocks. I have to. Well, okay, I guess he's... Should have swung away, but 7 damage is fine. I'll just take the 7 damage. In fact, I'll probably just... Well, no, I still can't swing through with the giant mosquito, but now I've got another blocker up. So, if I can kill this guard trainer, that would be helpful. But that may not happen. He's probably looking at my hands with what I've got in hand. I could have some tricks, I guess. I could have had some tricks. Just basically more blockers is all I've got. So we'll just do that and pass the turn back. We have no real good attack to make here. because he can swing for lethal because he's got 7 plus 5 is 12, so that's 12. I can deal 3 if he weren't to block it, so I mean it's not lethal, but I mean with everything else it should be close to it. I really think he should have made that attack. Another Town Crier. He's getting ready to draw out here. Just saying. 10, 9, 8. Just mill him out. That's what I need to do, right? That's the answer here, obviously. Just mill him out. Just just get rid of, bury him out, I guess. To use the typical turn that they've decided to use in the 5 shards. Bury being taking cards off your deck and putting them straight into your graveyard. Yep, discard some cards, some more shards rather. Town Crier has been a ridiculous card for him, just saying. Okay, Crackling Bolt in the air. Alright, let's just end this here. Okay. It's over. Let's see. Anything I feel like I need to have here? I mean, I could go wild, but again, this just makes the deck so much weaker. There's really no changes to make. The best card, actually, one of the better cards is probably Killblade here, because he's not going to want to block it with a lot of his things. So hopefully I can just get a really nice early start and the removal at the right times to deal with his board states. And the biggest thing when you're playing against this deck is just be faster than them. He did flood pretty hard there too, so I mean that's also helpful for me. I mean he may be running like 19 shards or something, or 18 or 19 shards, so he can get to his things. I'm really surprised that this guy didn't make it into his deck, but Prophet of Ren seems pretty sick still. But I don't know, that's a lot of Town Criers in his deck. A ton of Town Crier. Obviously we want to play first because we're the aggressor, the more aggressive deck. We're drawing 1 shard again, and that's not acceptable. Bloodbearer is not a good enough start, so we're going to draw again. So it just looks like it's not our day today, unfortunately. So we may be losing this one. It'd be nice to see Shadowgrove Witch take out one of those, whatever they're called. We do get an early Killblade of Milky Eye, which is okay. Lethal Weapons is pretty good here against this deck as well. Not the most amazing opening hand in this deck, but we'll see what happens. Well, at least we can play our Shadowgrove Witch, so that's something. Our clock is actually ahead of his now, and we started like 3 or 4 minutes behind him. So that shows you clock control. Good choice of clock control with an L. So far so good. We've done 2 damage to him. Now we just need to do 18 more. 90% of the way, or 10% of the way there. I hope Shadowgrove Witch hit something. That would kind of make my day, actually. Like, just Shadowgrove Witch actually hitting on something. Chances are 50-50, I'd say it's going to hit something in his hand when I play it. He's looking for Sapphire. He doesn't have it. It's kind of a big deal because all of his Town Criers are Sapphire. And he's got 3 of them that we saw. And then he's got the 2 Phoenix Guard trainers we saw. So, kind of something to think about. It's taking a lot of time. We may actually win this. If he just takes too much time, we may actually win just due to that. If we can make it to a game 3, our clock may be far enough ahead of his that we can just win that way. Here we are. He's down to 16 minutes. We're ahead by He's taking that time damage. That's what I like to call it, at least. 16 minutes to 18 minutes, so we're up by about a minute actually. It's maybe 2 minutes. We're up by like 2 minutes because we're kind of like at 19ish. We're a second low. We're a second shy of 19. Lixil trying to decide probably what gem to get. He's probably going to get Sapphire. I would think he gets Sapphire. Yeah, I think this is one of the ones we passed. So the other thing is like, does he give up Lixil? We'll play Shadow Grove Witch in our second main phase, but I don't think he makes this block. Seems like a really bad block for him to make. I could have buffed it with a Mazet Spearman, but like that's like 2 for 1-ing myself. So let's go ahead and play the Shadow Grove Witch. See if we can hit on one of those. Although I think that it doesn't matter if it hits certain ones of them, because like the what is it? The Town Criers. I think their ability will still hit the stack. Citadel, the Adamanth. That's not what I wanted to hit. And that's a pretty sick rare card to have in that type of a deck. If he actually makes it to 7, that's like an auto win for him. Can't really attack in because I'll just block it. Can't really block this guy because then it would kill his Lixil. There's a Kraken Guard Mariner. That's always a classic, right? So we can actually attack him with both of these, and then I can lethal weapons my guys. I'll play the Mazet Spearman first, though, because that way I have 2 good targets for lethal weapons. Trying to buff his guys. Of course, you know, I would too. With lethal weapons, I can actually kill both of his guys with the Shadow Grove Witch if he decides to defend. Ooh, there's an Endbringer. I think I'd rather give the lethal to the Endbringer. Jeez. No, I'll play the Mazet Spearman and we'll give it to him, I guess. Yeah, sure, let's do that. So we'll see. If there's any blocks, then we'll play lethal weapons here. If not, I'll wait and we'll play Endbringer next turn, type of thing. So you can double block here and take care of Shadow Grove Witch if he wants to. But he shouldn't want to, you know, give away his Sea Priest, I would think. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I deal 3, he deals 5. I mean, that seems like a pretty good trade for him. Next turn I can deal 4. Endbringer kind of helps if I were to play it first. But he has to have 10 or less health, so I'll be playing that after combat. So there's Alwyn again. Man, he has a pretty ridiculous humans deck, just saying. There's that Alwyn. Just need him to make a bad block here. It's the first time I've actually played with lethal weapons, so this is kind of interesting for me. Ooh, Ambusher. So I can play Ambusher in the second main phase if I need to, but we'll just hold lethal weapons and go to attack stuff. So we can give both of these guys lethal. Let's see if he makes any blocks here. He's probably really like, should I make the blocks or not? Haha, there we go. Lethal weapons. Now, do I bury the Ambusher, or do I wait to play it next turn? I can play it faster if I just play it next turn. I don't really need Endbringer, so I'm just going to wait and I'll play it next turn. So actually, and this is one of the few cases where Ambusher is not better if I bury it, because, yeah, I'm going to rather just play it to kill this Sea Priest type of thing. Plus, he probably has another play here. Yep, there's that Town Crier, so he gets to draw 2. Or maybe draw 3, and then, yeah, I mean, a 4-8. Oh my gosh. That's going to be an issue. So I don't know that I have an out at this point in the game with a 4-8 on the field. That's ridiculous. That Alowin, yeah. Dealing with the Alowin last game was kind of lucky, but I didn't draw the right cards to deal with him. Not that I could if he's a 2-4 anyways. I kind of have to just keep going into the red zone with this, you know, tiny bit of damage that I've got. He still hasn't buffed his humans, which is interesting. He can. I'm not sure why he hasn't done it yet. Maybe he's forgetting. Not sure why my timer's running. My timer should not be running. My timer should not be running. It's kind of annoying when I see that, like, the priority's on him and then my timer will keep ticking anyways. It's like, what's going on here? There you go. See, I knew he forgot to buff his guys. So swing 6 here, maybe? Yeah, swing 6. Just trying to catch up here. We're definitely ambushing his Sea Priest. I'm going to just swing away for 2 with my Shadow Grove Witch, and that should stop most of his attacks. If he's going to want to give up his Town Crier, he might. I mean, but I doubt it. Yeah, he gives it up. Wow, that's interesting. He probably has another. He probably has his Town Crier Craziness combo ready to go. That's probably what's going on here. Because with Alowin on the field, like, anything he plays now is just going to go ridiculous. Or, I forgot, yeah, he has Citadel, so it's over. It's pretty much over. Yeah, I can't get through all that. That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous humans deck for a draft. I mean, I could still get him on time, maybe. Like, if he runs out of time. As long as I just keep passing turn. He doesn't, like, he can't, as long as I can block enough where he can't kill me, because that's just a bunch of blockers. He's got 1 attacker here, but, of course, everything's going to get huge now with Alowin, and all he has to do is play a couple, whatever they are, is the, human guys. Yeah, like, okay, like, Vanguard Cerulean. Yeah, like, that's going to also... There you go, Town Crier. Can't deal with it. Yeah, Vanguard Cerulean by herself will get me in for 5 turns. So I have 5 turns, but I don't think he's going to take 5 turns in 11 minutes. I think it's going to be much faster than that. So I don't think he's going to take 11 minutes to take 5 turns, rather. So the 7-6, can I even block that? 4 and 2, I can't. Or I could just throw Milky Eye at it, I guess. And I can throw, like, Ambusher at the other guy. Can't even use my champion ability because I can't really sacrifice anything right now. Flooding pretty hard as well with our 1 card draw a turn. Okay, I guess that can do damage straight to my face, so also that. Target troop with flight. With flight. So it kills my flyers too. So he should have me here. Yeah, mold to 6 in both games as well, so of course that doesn't help. I have no cards in hand. There's like nothing to fear here. Swings with flyer. Might as well swing with Town Crier. He did his job. Wounded War Hero might as well swing. He has so much defense. It's ridiculous. Oh, and he's going to swing with Alwyn too. Just to add insult to injury here. Okay. He wants to take my whole field down. That's nice. I don't think I would have swung with Alwyn. I'm just more cautious than that, but maybe he doesn't have a buff. He doesn't have any cards in hand, so I'm not sure why he made that decision particularly. Not that it matters with this Chimeric Guard Outrider, and then like on top of that he's got 4 damage to the face, plus 2 more, plus 4 more with the towers. I mean, it's pretty much over. Yeah, this is it. There's nothing I have. Like, all I could draw here would be like Extinction, and obviously I didn't draft that, so.